Welcome to another installment of the PineScript Lab series. In the last segment, we developed a system to detect ascending triangles that are defined by an horizontal upper trend line and a rising lower trend line. Since it is a chart pattern used in technical analysis to predict the continuation of an uptrend, our goal is to craft a profitable bullish strategy around it that could be traded with 0DT, aka same-day expiration, SPY options. Let's now move over to TradingView and dive in. We'll start from the PineScript code we developed to detect ascending triangles. If you haven't watched the video on this, I invite you to check it out so that you gain more insight. Basically, we look at consecutive higher time frame bars to detect ascending triangles. Let's first turn our indicator into a strategy. So instead of indicator, write strategy, and then let's name it bullish ascending triangle. Let's scroll to the end of our script and first ensure that our trade orders are triggered on bar close. It is important as a strategy tester relies on data that has been confirmed. For this, we use past date is confirmed. Then, for our entry, when an ascending triangle has been detected, so if not ascending triangle null, so NA ascending triangle, we trigger an entry order that will execute as soon as the price reaches the upper trend line, aka the ascending triangle top. And we reset the triangle to null as the entry order has already been triggered. And also, we should cancel our entry order so that it doesn't stay open long after detection if it doesn't execute. We can do this like so. Basically, if we reach the higher time frame time again, we cancel our entry order. Then, for our exit, we should first set an initial stop if the trade was immediately going against us, so that we limit our initial risk. So, right after our entry order, we can place an exit order on long and with a stop being the minimum between the low of the current bar and the top of the triangle, aka the upper trend line. Then we can use a trading stop system to exit once we are in a trade. Since we have an aggressive entry, we'll use a tight trading stop by bar low. For this, we'll reuse the code we developed previously. You can check the video on this for more details. So here's the code. Basically, we're setting inputs for our trading stop. Then we have a function to identify inside bars, a function to set our long stop by bar low, and then we actually set the long stop calling the function, and then we define and update our trading stop and plotting it on the chart. Now we can set our trading stop exit as follows. If strategy dot position size is more than 0, in that case, we set our exit on long with the stop being equal to the trading stop. And that should be it. Let's save and check. Before we look at the strategy tester, it is important for me to remind you that this video is for educational purposes only, and that past performance is not indicative of future results. Furthermore, backtesting results should be considered hypothetical, as there will always be limits representing the reality. It is especially true for options, as there are a lot of more factors to account for, such as bid-ask spreads, Greeks, and so on. Even though the strategy tester is not able to realistically model options trading, it is still a very valuable tool to review our trades and improve our strategy so that we can optimize it before forward testing it in the future. And we can still use it to evaluate if our strategy is potentially viable and profitable for options trading. Basically, we need good wins versus small losses within a short time frame, especially for same-day expiration options. So let's add our strategy to the 1-minute SPY chart and see. It looks like we already have a profitable strategy. But let's turn on deep back testing to have more trades over a longer period of time. We'll now pay close attention to the following key metrics. The profit factor, anything above or around 2 would be considered very high. We're at almost 2, so that's good. And the average bars in trades, we're at 3. That means that we're staying in a trade, on average, less than 3 minutes. So it's good for time decay. And in the performance summary, we look at average winning trades and average losing trades. We have 25 cents average winning trades in less than 5 minutes. And we have 10 cents average losing trades in less than 2 minutes. So we have good wins versus small losses comparatively within a short time frame. It is a pretty solid result so far. Let's now look at some trades to make sure there are no obvious problems. So let's look at 10, looks good. 9, looks good. 8, looks good. 7, here we have problems. We are taking a trade the next day, which is not desirable for our strategy. This reveals that we are missing some session time boundary. Let's fix it. We'll first add an input for our session time with the default value starting at 10:10 a.m. so that we are not affected by the 10 a.m. bar that is extremely unpredictable, and ending at 3:40 p.m., avoiding the last 20 minutes of the trading day. Then, if we are outside our trading session, we'll cancel and close all of our open orders and trades, resetting our ascending triangle to null as well, like so. Let's save and check our results. Fixing our session time yields better results overall, as our strategy is now reaching a 2.4 profit factor up from 2, with the same average time in trades of less than 3 minutes. This demonstrates that any change can have a major impact on the performance of the strategy. Additionally, market conditions have an impact as well. We can see that the strategy really picked up steam past the 95th trade. If we look at the 95th trade, it is at the beginning of 2021. So if we were changing our strategy to start at the beginning of 2021, our profit factor has largely increased to almost 2.9, with the same average bars in trades. It would be interesting to research why that is. Furthermore, this is a perfect scenario with no effect of commission, spreads, and time decay. If we were, for instance, to add a loss of 1 cent per unit of SPY, our profit factor would be affected. We are down now to a 2.1 profit factor. All that to show you that a lot can affect a strategy. Only forward testing truly validates the performance of a strategy. So let's set up our strategy for forward testing. Let's first set up some additional alerts. We already have an alert for ascending triangles. We'll add one for entry, like so, one for initial stop, like so, and one for trailing stop. Let's save. No errors. Good. Next, we'll set up our strategy to calculate on every tick, rather than waiting for bar close, like so. This will allow to get alerts earlier on ascending triangle detection, essentially getting the alert 1 minute earlier in our case. And this additional time can be used to set up our trade. However, we have to be careful to make sure that our script will behave correctly on every tick, as there is a rollback process running from one tick to the other. So values that should persist from one tick to the other have to be declared as so. For us, the ascending triangle has to be persisted accordingly. So in our declaration, we need to change var to var. Lastly, we can add one optimization for our script execution. Since our detection runs on historical data, we only need to run it on the first tick of a new bar. For this, we could consider bar state is new, but that doesn't work in replay mode. So instead, we'll declare a variable var_ip to control execution like so. Then we'll use it in our condition for scanning. So if new bar and time close 1 equal higher time frame time close, and then we would reset it on bar close, aka bar state is confirmed. New bar equal true, like so. That should be it. Let's save and check that our results haven't changed. Our strategy results haven't changed. All good. Awesome. We did it. I hope you enjoyed learning how to develop a potentially profitable strategy with PineScript using a custom ascending triangle pattern detection. In this series, we'll continue turning trading ideas and concepts into code and potentially viable strategies. Remember, trading is a journey, and mastering PineScript is just one step along the way. If you have any questions or suggestions for future topics, please feel free to leave a comment. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.